Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. My name is Kai and without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into today's video. So you guys, before we get into it, how do you guys feel about my slightly different setup? I feel like it's extra cozy. I love the color of the leaves and I just feel like this definitely gives me fall vibes. Instead of the green plant, I just feel like this one's a little bit more fall oriented. I don't know, definitely let me know. And yeah, I just really like it, but you guys let me know if you like it as well. But anyways, you guys, today we are back with some more fall nails and it is currently October 9th as I'm filming this video. And these will probably end up being my birthday nails as well, which I feel like is perfect because I feel like this is definitely my kind of nail set for everyday life, especially since I'm going to be wearing these probably for the next few days, which by the way, my birthday is in 3 days. My birthday is on the 12th and guys, I am old. I am turning 23. Like, what is going on? I just time is flying. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so today we are going to be doing that. Let's go ahead and jump straight into that. Let me stop talking and not get distracted anymore. So here is what my nails are looking like so far. I think I'm going to do a little bit of grooming, but because I just did my nails a couple of days ago, I really don't need to do too much. And as you guys can see, this nail is growing out pretty good, I'd say. You guys really didn't see the brunt of how bad it was, but yeah, I'm glad that it's not super ugly anymore because that was a problem. But yeah, we're gonna do some grooming and I'm pretty much just gonna do what I do in every video, except I probably won't do too much today. Like, I don't really think that my cuticles need to be clipped back that far. I'm gonna do like basically the bare minimum today. I don't have time. So I'm not gonna do too much explaining. I'm just gonna do it and you guys can watch me. And of course, I'll come back. So now that the surface of my nails are pretty much clean and free of any oils, I'm gonna go in with my cuticle remover, and this is just going to help to soften the skin so that it's easier to push back. Now, like I said, I just did my nails not too long ago, so I really don't have too much to do here, but I am gonna still use just a little bit of this. But anyways, yeah, after I apply that, I just let this sit for maybe 5 to 10 seconds. And now I'm gonna go in with my cuticle pusher. And of course, when I am holding this, I like to make sure that it's parallel to my nail plate at all times, just to make sure that I am preventing damage where I can. And next, I'm gonna follow that up with my cuticle nippers, and I'm really just gonna focus on cutting anything that looks kind of straggly and kind of white and crusty. So let's go ahead and do that. So now that my nails are pretty much all prepped, I'm gonna go in with 2 layers of my Peel It Off base coat from Makartt. Now, even though I'm probably gonna wear these for a few days, I still like to add this because I wanna be able to take these off when I want to. I don't wanna soak them off because I'm lazy. I just wanna pop them off and go. And also, I think that they'll still last anywhere between like 3 and 4 days, even with the peel off base coat. So I think I'm okay to still use it, but we'll see. Who knows, tomorrow I might be like, I don't want to wear them, and then I might just pop them off, but we'll see. For now, I'm gonna go in with 2 coats of this, and I'm gonna cure each layer for a full 60 seconds. So now that my base coat is fully applied, I'm gonna go ahead and size out all of my nail tips for today. Now today I'm gonna be doing some almond nails, and I figured why not make my life easier and just use some almond nail tips. These ones are pretty long though, so I might have to cut them down a little bit, maybe. But anyways, as always, I'm gonna size them out from sidewall to sidewall. I do feel like this one's a little too big. I like to make sure that even though they fit sidewall to sidewall, that it's not too snug. I want it to fit nice and comfortably. Now, as you can see, this nail tip is a little bit too big, but the ones are definitely too small. So I'm gonna go with the bigger size, and then I can always go ahead and shape it down a little bit later. So if you ever have to decide between the smaller size or the larger size, always go with the larger size and just work it down. You never want to go too small, because once you go in with your extension product, especially for things like acrylic, it's gonna shrink just a little bit more and it's gonna be a little bit too snug. So go with a larger size and just shape it down. But yes, just a little bit of unsolicited advice. I'm gonna go ahead and size out the rest of these nail tips and I will come back. You know what's so weird? I've been having issues like curing on my nails straight for like a couple of sets now, and I actually cured it on with my hand facing this way. And why is it perfectly straight? Because usually like when I want my nails to be super straight, I have to put my hand out this way. But maybe I need to start trusting my instincts a little bit better, because I always cured them on this way, but when I try and cure them on this way, it's not straight. Like I don't know. That's so weird. Anyway, I'm gonna cure on the rest of these nail tips. Okay, so the nail tips are all cured on, and before I move on, I'm gonna go ahead and shape these correctly. I did end up curing on a square nail tip, as you can see on my pinky nail, mainly because the almond ones were just too short. Like, I'm begging you guys, whoever is making these nail tips, can we please get some like even length nails? Like, I get it, you know, you want them to kind of be slightly shorter the smaller that they are, but sometimes it's just way too short. Like, it's just way too short. And maybe it's because the nail bed on my pinky is so little that it just feels even shorter. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this one down just a little bit. Like, if anything, I want it to be just slightly shorter, like that. If it came out to here, that would be perfect. But anyway, it's okay. And while I'm here, I'm gonna roughly just shape it into the almond shape, of course. And I'm also just going to slightly cut down my thumbnail as well. I'm feeling kind of lazy today, and I'm not even going to shape these two nails because I really don't care that much. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the application. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right, so the application is all done, and here's what these nails are looking like so far. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely struggled a little bit with my application, but I'm gonna go ahead and shape these up. And as you can see, I do have my desk collector ready to go. Now, as you can see, I do have some almond nails, so I'm not even going to file over the surface with a hand file. I'm gonna go straight in with my carbide bit. This is my go-to when I am doing almond nails. I just find that using a nail file isn't really necessary, and because these nails have a more round appearance, I feel like the carbide bit just works a little bit better. And then once I get the bulk of the surface pretty much shaped, I go back in with my hand file just to correct the shape a little bit. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. By the way, I wanna show you guys something. Y'all, look at this massive brush that I got. So when I bought it, I didn't think it was this big. I was definitely surprised when it came in the mail because I'm like, what is this? So yeah, we've got this big brush here. I think she's kind of cute. She's still cute. So I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. And also it's like definitely my aesthetic when it comes to like nail tools. I've been trying to switch them out, but yeah, she's still cute. She's just a little big. You know, it's fine. So yeah. But anyways, back on topic, I'm gonna be using this at a speed of about 8 to 10,000 RPMs. I usually like to turn this down just a little bit, so to about 7 to 8 when I am working around the cuticle area, just because I don't want to accidentally nick myself. But yeah, that's the speed range that I'm gonna be working with. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Okay, and we're back. So here's what these nails are looking like so far. I just went ahead and shaped them up, and now we're ready to move on to the nail art. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just clean them off with a little bit of alcohol just to get all of the remaining dust. All right, we're finally ready. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is the nail set that we're doing for today. I love these, like, I don't know what it is. Something about the sort of like date night fall nail aesthetic is so cute to me. I've done it maybe 2 or 3 times on the channel so far, and I just feel like these nails really speak to me. So, and yeah, they're cute and I want to do them. So now that the nails are cleaned off, let's go ahead and lay down some of these base colors. So my pointer finger is going to be a tortoise nail, which, okay guys, as I mentioned in my last video, I've been doing a lot of it and I really like it, but if you guys are sick of seeing it, let me know because I'll just keep doing it over and over again. But yeah, this one's going to be a tortoise nail. My middle finger is going to be a white French tip. This one is going to be a light green base, and then we're going to have a jelly red nail for this one. So let's go ahead and do that first. I'm first going to go in with this color called Spiced Cinnamon from Madame Glam. And recently I've been enjoying using full coverage gel polishes for my tortoise nails. I just feel like without the see-through background, it makes the tortoise pop a little bit more, but maybe that doesn't really make any sense. So I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to go in with this on the entirety of this pointer finger. And now I'm going to take this very short line art brush and I'm just going to get into all of the little crevices just to make sure that everything is nice and covered. Okay, this looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down the sides and I'm gonna cure this before it starts to flood too much in my cuticle. I'm gonna go in for about 30 seconds. All right, and now I'm gonna go in with my long line art brush and I'm gonna do a white... I was not expecting it to look like that when I took this off. Anyway, I'm gonna do a white French tip on my pinky. I'm gonna do a white French tip on my middle finger. Y'all, I'm going through it today. I'm also going to be doing this one as a full mint green nail. And I'm also just going to do a couple of layers of the jelly red. Alright, so all of the base colors are down and I just realized I haven't had my glove on this whole time. You know what? I'm not even going to put it back on because my tan is so uneven. Like, do you see that line right there? I'm going to try and even it out. Anyway, so we're going to move on to the tortoise nail, which of course I've been doing a lot, so I'm not really going to explain too much of what I'm doing. I'm just first going to go in with my blooming gel, of course. Just going to add a very thin layer to the entire surface of the nail. And now I'm gonna go in first with my dark brown and just lay this down. Just placing this as messy as I want it to be for today. I think today I want it to be more, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out as I go. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and cure this for about 30 seconds. All right, and now I'm gonna do the exact same thing, except I'm gonna be using some black gel polish. Alright, so the tortoise is all done and now we're ready to move on to the airbrushing on this ring finger. So I'm going to be using like 4 different airbrush gels because I want to try and mimic the olive green color that's in the reference photo. So hopefully these colors work for what I need. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a basic airbrush in the center of this mint green nail. I'm going to try my best not to make the airbrush too big because I still want the mint green to be visible, if that makes sense, because I am going to be outlining this nail in a darker green later, and I just want to make sure that there's enough contrast between the different layers, if that makes sense. So before I cure this, I'm just going to make sure that there's no gels on my skin. So I'm just going to clean off around my cuticle area with a little bit of alcohol and a cleanup brush. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and cure this. All right, so now I'm going to work on a couple of nails at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and put a layer of matte top coat on this nail because we are going to be doing some chrome later. And I'm also going to be doing that with my thumbnail as well. But before we do that, I'm going to first outline my ring finger using this dark green here. Alright, so the matte is done and now I'm going to work on the chrome detailing on my index finger. So I already have a little bit of black gel polish on my palette. I'm actually just going to mix that with a little bit of top coat. And I'm not going to mix too much because I really don't want this to be see-through. And I just want this to be fully opaque, so only a tiny bit. Alright, so I'm gonna actually do a design very similar to what I just did a couple of videos ago, where it's gonna be kind of like an outline, but it's gonna be more slanted like that. I'll have to draw it so you see what I'm talking about. So pretty much something like this, and then I'm gonna do a section at the bottom here. And now I'm just going to fill in all of the gaps. And that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and cure this for maybe about 15 to 20 seconds. And to finish off the chrome work, I'm gonna go in with some gold chrome powder. Alright, and now for the thumb, we're going to be doing another nail that I already did. I did this when I did the press-ons. It's going to be basically an outline around the French tip area and around the nude part of the French tip, except this one isn't going to be actually around the edges of the nail. It's really just going to be this section here. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And of course, while I'm doing this, I am making sure to use pretty much the longest brush that I have. This is just going to, of course, help with stability and make sure that you're not getting any shaky lines. And yeah, we really do not want that. Alright, so at this point in the video, I kind of just stopped talking. I just wanted to get done with this nail set. So now we are going to get into some of the 3D pieces. And as you can see, I'm going to be starting out with some crystal string, which is actually used to make bracelets. But I do enjoy using these for when I need to do something with 3D work that's kind of long and skinny and straight. So I just felt like this took a lot of the hard work out of the process. And I am going to be using the crystal string to kind of mimic, I guess, a toothpick around the olives. For whatever reason, I thought that in the reference photo they did this, but they didn't, and I kind of just made this up. So but yeah, I wanted to do this because I thought it gave the vibe of like olives on a stick instead of a martini glass. And to make sure that it wasn't super flimsy and moving around, I did top coat it in about 3 layers of top coat just to give it a little bit of strength. Now, once that's done, we're going to get into the actual olives. And for this, I'm going to be using some solid nail glue gel that I got from Shein. And this is one of those products that I always make sure to have listed below. Of course, I'm not sponsored or partnered with this brand at all. I do just really enjoy this product, and it's fairly inexpensive, so I'll make sure to have it linked down below. But I'm going to be creating 3 little olives on top of the stick that I applied first, making sure to do them separately and not in the same layer so that they don't overlap each other. And while I'm doing this, I am making sure that it kind of looks like they're wrapped around, so I do like to use my silicone tool to kind of stick it underneath the crystal string, if that makes sense. It's not going to be super evident, so I didn't really focus too much on that, but that is something that I did. Now once the pieces are all done, I am going to try to paint them with some gel polish just to give them some color variation. I did try to make the toothpick more yellow with that yellow jelly gel polish, and I feel like I probably should have painted it before I cured it down, so that is something that you want to consider when you're doing this. At the end of the video, you will see that it is brown anyway, so yeah. When you're doing the silicone string, before you even cut it off of the entire section, I would just paint it with whatever color you want to do first, so that way it takes the hard work out of this process. And as you guys saw, I did end up painting the olives in a more olive green color. And once the painting is all done, I'm going to go in with 3 little red rhinestones on the olives, and these are going to mimic the red peppers inside of the olive. So now we're going to move on to the pinky nail, and this one's going to be fairly simple. I'm going to be taking some rhinestone glue and creating some swirls going from the left side of the nail all the way to the center right side of the nail. And as I've mentioned in the past, I am really enjoying just putting the rhinestone glue onto the brush first instead of pouring it onto my palette and picking it up with the brush later. I just feel like this helps to prevent me from wasting so much rhinestone glue, and it also gives me more control over the bead sizes that I'm looking for. But either way, I am going to be doing this in layers. After every section, I do like to cure in between with my portable UV lamp. And to finish off the last little bit of nail art, I'm going to be curing on a gold star charm in the center of the aura nail. Now to close off all of the art for this nail set, I'm going to go in with a single layer of top coat. So these nails are all done, and here's what everything is looking like so far. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and finish off this nail set with a little bit of cuticle oil. And that completes today's set. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this one. This nail set is so pretty and sultry and classy, and I don't really like to use the term classy, but I feel like that's the best way to describe this nail set. Now, spoiler alert, I actually did not end up wearing these nails for my birthday. I took these off like a day later because I am just not used to wearing long nails on my left hand anymore. But even still, I enjoyed them while they lasted, and of course I was able to save them for if I want to wear them later. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think of this one in the comments. I think that this is a good video to kind of temporarily end my fall nails, at least for now, because I am ready to get into some Halloween nails, y'all. And yeah, I feel like the nail girlies are definitely moving on to Halloween, so that's what I'm going to be doing as well. I want to stay kind of in tune with what's going on in the nail space at the moment. If I were to put this nail set on a scale of 1 to 10, these definitely give me a good 9.5 out of 10. Have points off because I probably should have done an umber colored pinky nail. I feel like the red is giving me more Christmas vibes, and I don't absolutely hate that, but I do kind of think that I should have followed the reference photo a little bit closer, at least so that I could feel a little bit more cohesive. But I don't know. You guys let me know. But either way, I really do like this nail set. But that is all that I have for you guys today. As always, I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next one.